Hi guys, happy Friday you all. It's Christy. Welcome to my craft box. I am here, I am live. I'm sorry I'm a few minutes late. I had some technical issues getting on Facebook. So I hope this is going to connect. So we have a tropical storm it's not in Florida yet, but it's coming toward us or near us. So I'm watching the weather. So we have a tropical storm out in the bay. So we'll see. There's some winds and rain everywhere. So hopefully this will stay connected and we get to have fun Friday. So I'm very excited about tonight's craft. So jump on, make sure you stay with me because at the end I will be giving away one of my fruit tea towels. So that's going to be our giveaway tonight. And so stick with me. You guys, this is actually a really fun one. I've actually had this idea for quite some time and I've been working on it, and yesterday I kind of made it. Didn't make it all the way. We're definitely going to go and make it over, and then we'll see what happens. So you guys, what we are going to make tonight, we're going to make a cute little fruit crate, and we're going to make watermelon slices, you guys. These are super cute and super fun. This is a very cute craft to even do with your kids or just yourselves, and then it'll be really cute for your fruit, for your tier tray. If you're gonna do like a fruit theme or like a summer theme, watermelons fit perfect with summer. So that's what we are doing tonight. So as you can see, I already kind of created some for you. Pardon my coloring. Let me see. I think, there we go. That might be a little bit brighter for you. I did do different colors, so we're going to go over the colors that I did. They might look about the same online, but they don't look alike in person. I think I only have two that are the same. So this one is a very bright pink. When you hop on, say hello. If I am live, I will talk to you. If you see that red button, I'm going to just go over all my spiel. If you don't know me yet, my name is Christy. I own a business called Simply Artdorable, and I get online and inspire for you guys to do crafts and make you believe in yourselves. So there's my spiel. All right, so I did a hot pink one, and it's basically red Rogue. This is folk art paint. It is glow in the dark, so not necessarily what you need, but hey, it works. It's a nice bright pink. These colors are the same. And then this one is going to be the Flamingo Coral. It's apple barrel that you can get from Walmart. I also did one with just regular crimson red with apple barrel paint. Sorry, I can't speak. It's very similar to the coral. It's got a little deeper red to it, if you want to look at that. And then I did one that's crimson red with the Waverly. And this one is really, really dark and bright. So that's the one that I think we'll be doing a couple of these. So you guys hop on, tell me which colors you want to do. I think I'm going to do a mixture of each. So basically, guys, these are made out of the wood rounds that you find. You can get these on Amazon. A lot of people make Christmas ornaments or regular ornaments or coasters with these. But today we are going to make little watermelon slices. So that's what we are doing. The first thing I want to do to kind of get this done is actually we're going to make our crate. So we are going to make a crate to go inside of it, and then we'll have moss and a little sign. It's going to be super cute when it's all done. So I did get a little head start, but I'm going to do some with you guys. So when you hop on, say hello, and we are going to get started. So I know I've taught you guys this in the past as far as your technique for staining wood or like a crate like this. So I am going to go ahead and do that with you. I don't have my chalk paint. I don't know where it went. I think I used it for a craft and I brought it along, so I think it's somewhere in one of my craft bags. But anyway, I'm just going to use a regular brown paint, and we are going to treat this like a stain. So that is what we are going to do, and all you're really needing is a baby wipe. So that's what we are going to do. So if you guys have never done this before, let me get this tag off here. I think I want to do the whole crate. So we might get a little messy, and you guys might notice something different about me. If you do, hop on the comments and let me know if you do notice. Because I just wanted to do something fun for Friday. So All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna start at the bottom first. So I'm just gonna put just a tiny bit of paint, doesn't matter where. And then I'm gonna take my baby wipe. I'll fold it up a little bit so we can hold it good. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of rub it around. And you're gonna need a little, you know, enough of it, a good amount. You can do this with a dry paper towel too. It might get a little bit messy. It's good to have it a little bit wet because then you get to have that the more stained effect, because that's what you do when we use a stain. We just kind of wet that rag or whatever that you're using. So if you notice there's some spots that you missed, you can just add a little paint. And then once we get the desired tone, and these crates, guys, you can get at the Dollar Tree. They are out right now. I do see them quite throughout the year. There are different sizes. I think this one is the medium size one. I'm not completely sure. So there's a little bit of that's not staining for me, but it's probably just because of the grade of the actual wood size. So no worries there. So we're gonna flip it over, put a little paint down. You can get some on your baby wipe too if you want. And then this is where it's gonna get messy. You'll have to hold it. But you'll just kind of rub it on. And this is what will make it look like a little crate, like a little stained crate. So I kind of wanted to get this done and over with, guys, because this is pretty explainable. And as more people hop on, we'll be able to see how to make the watermelons. You guys might already, you know, figure that out, but this is a super, super cute one for us to do. Now, you can also go on the inside of the crate. I would recommend maybe even using a darker color. This is just the brown that I have at the moment. I think my other one was a little bit darker. Once you see that your baby wipe is kind of getting messy, you can kind of fold it over and use the next side of it. So see how we did that and that. Now we're gonna come over and do this part. And because it's only a stain and it's not really like a paint, it's okay to lay it down on its side. So we're gonna go ahead and do this side. Where is everybody? It's Friday night. It is Friday night, guys. What you doing? What's everybody got planned for the weekend? I will be at my art show tomorrow. If you guys are in the St. Petersburg area, you are welcome to come out to Bar 549. It'll start at 7, usually runs till about 10 or 11 or so, or whenever the DJ stops playing music, because we all know we love our music. And you can put a couple coats on this, guys. You don't necessarily have to do one. I'm just going to do one for the sake of time. But definitely probably the deeper tone brown would look better with this because you don't have that clash with the red in the watermelon. But like I said, it's just whatever you have on hand. So so that's where I will be tomorrow at the art show. I'm pretty much done with my painting. I just have to wire it. That's always the last pain in the neck thing I think us artists like to do, is to actually do the whole wiring of it. It's just I don't know, it's like it seems like it's not really bad, but it seems like a nuisance. But at least that's my least favorite part. I'm not really good with it. I always get help. I always like to ask for help. So Rob was in here helping me with getting the setup because I went live and then it said I'm connected, and then it didn't say I was connected anymore. So I don't know what's going on. It's probably all the storms and connections, and everybody's having an issue with it. The good thing about the storm is I don't think it hit the Bahamas this time. It seems like it always hits the Bahamas. All right, so there's our crate, guys. I just kind of did the bottom a little bit because we are going to fill it up. So we'll see how that turns out. You can go ahead and stain both sides if you want. So we will skip that part though because I want to get to our craft. All right. So you guys, like I said, these wooden rounds are from, you can get them on Amazon. You can find them during Christmas time at the craft stores. They usually have them. I know they have a hole in them. The only thing I can recommend with the hole is putting a little puffy paint in there, or you can put a little bit of caulk, maybe a little bit of clay. Today, however, I'm just kind of bypassing that, and that'll be the part that we kind of stick in to our crate at the bottom. So you won't even see that part if it doesn't bother you. Hopefully it doesn't bother you. All right, so I did 5 here. I think I'm going to do 5 again. Again, they come in a pack just like this. And then sometimes they do, because it is real wood and I'm, real tree, sometimes they do have a little bit of, bark that comes off of them on the side. So I would just recommend maybe making sure that that's sanded off, or you can wipe it down and just kind of peel any excess. See how that comes off? So make sure you take that off. All right, and then take that. I didn't do this ahead of time. I just kind of took them. I did it with those, but I didn't do it with these. All right, so we'll go ahead and get rid of this stuff because we don't want all that bark and stuff on there. I'm going to take a baby wipe. So yes, it was a very short week for some of us because we have Memorial Day off, and it just kind of flew by, and I can't believe we're Friday already. It's insane. It's just insane to me. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. I've got some of my paint here. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I've got my water. I think I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm not sure I really like the pink, but I'm going to do some flamingo. I'm going to do a red one, and I'm going to do a couple of the crimson red, because all watermelons are going to be different colors anyway. So basically I start with the red first. So I will just go ahead and paint this. Now, you guys, I did do 2 coats with the red. Really no rhyme or reason why. I just wanted to go ahead and get it just, I don't know, just a nice coat on there. Sometimes, especially with the chalk paint, it's a very light layer when you just do 1, and it doesn't bring out the pigment in it like it would if you did the 2. So let me move this for you. Okay, so I got my parchment paper down. Let me move this down so you guys can see what we're doing. I'm sorry, I always forget that part. And are you guys crooked? Okay, you guys are good now. I think you're good now. So I do 2 coats. I think we'll go ahead and we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll do 1 or 2. So this is the part I usually talk to you guys, so make sure you let me know that you're watching. If you are watching a replay of my craft, just say hi, tell me where you're from if you're new here. You don't necessarily need to have whole conversations, but I will reply if you leave me a message on the post. So. But yes, technology has been wonky lately. I don't know what it is, even with my job. I think we were all kind of over it by the end of this week. Our connections and our phones kept dropping, and it was pretty crazy. Who's on here? Is that Darcy? It doesn't tell me who you are. I'm just taking a guess. But I think that was Darcy. Darcy, we're making watermelon slices like this. We're going to put them in a cute little crate and make a cute little decoration. So make sure you tell me hi when you come on. Hi, it is Darcy. I was right. Ding, ding, ding. What do I win? Actually, I'm the one giving out prizes tonight, so stick through to the end. I've got some goodies. And usually I don't mind, you can win once or twice. I don't have a lot of people right now. Thank you. I don't have a lot of people on right now as far as followers go. So I don't mind sending another prize out if you've already gotten something from me. I don't know, Darcy, did you get something from me yet? I wasn't sure. Gold star. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So we're just using, I'll tell you what we're using since you're a little late coming on, I guess. We're using the Crimson Waverly chalk paint. It's a very bright, deep red. Now, some people don't like the red watermelons. They like the pink watermelons, but I've got pink paint as well that we're going to do a couple like that because all watermelons are different. Oh, you did? Okay, good. I'm glad you got it. I just want to make sure my mail people are doing their job and delivering their stuff. Sometimes I don't always have time to look back at the tracking numbers, and I just like to make sure from the source that you got it. All right, so we got some red, and I'm going to just leave that there to dry. Now, I'm going to do a pink on the next one. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Flamingo Coral. Oh, you just got back from vacay. Where did you go on vacation? Hopefully somewhere more tropical and warm, because I know Buffalo had some. You're in the I think you're in New York, right? Are you still in New York, Darcy? I know some of the up northern states still had snow a few days ago. St. Thomas. Where is St. Thomas? I've never heard of St. Thomas. I travel, but I don't travel very far. That's so cool. I'm glad you had, I hope you had fun. Vacation's nice at the beginning because then you miss all the people going on vacation when the summer starts. So I bet you got the tail end of when people start. Now most families with kids and stuff are now starting to just go on vacation because the kids just got out of school. I'm trying to think where St. Thomas is. You're going to tell me, and then I'm going to be like, oh, that's right, because I probably know this one. That's really cool. I don't really have anything planned as far as vacations this summer. I think I'm just going to hang back. Virgin Islands. Oh, my gosh. I bet you, okay, so now that you said that, I recognize that. I bet you had fun. I was just telling everybody last night on my live, I'd never been on a cruise. So, I don't know, maybe one day. I know sometimes you can get really good deals on them. I just haven't really had the eagerness to go. But I mean, sometimes every once in a while I'll be like, "Ooh, yeah, cruise sounds good," but then I just never follow through. So, was it a 5-day or 3-day or? My goodness, that sounds amazing. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna keep using that. Now, if you guys don't want to take your paint, I'm using you've been on one. You went to Alaska. Oh my God, how amazing was that? Woo! Did you see I know Alaskan cruises. They have that you get to see like the wildlife there. A lot of stuff that you don't necessarily see in the U.S. area. I know it's part of the U.S., but I bet you that was amazing. That usually see orcas and stuff, right? It's 5 days. Oh my gosh. See, my first cruise, I'd probably just take a very short one because I'd be really scared. Were you scared of being seasick on your very first cruise? Or maybe you already know if you're seasick or not. I'd be scared. I would just want to go on like a 2-day or a 3-day cruise in case I got sick. That way I wouldn't be stuck there for 5 days if I did get sick. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing, Darcy. I bet you didn't want to come home. I mean, I guess we do get homesick. Glacier whales. Oh. I love all the national, I'm a nerd, and my boyfriend's a nerd too, so we watch all the National Geographic, like, things that they do. They do, like, you know, the little documentaries on, like, all the different, like, exotic, especially the exotic animals that you don't get to hear enough about, you know? All right, so I'm going to turn this dryer on, but we're still talking. Glacier whales. Oh, that's amazing. I love whales. I love manatees. We have manatees here. I love whales and manatees, dolphins. I I love all kinds of sea creatures. I wanted to be a marine biologist when I was little, but that didn't happen. I went to SeaWorld a lot. I remember my grandfather took me there a lot. My aunt and I and my mom once went when I was younger. I'm just drying this off a little bit. It doesn't take too much to dry. And obviously you don't have to use a dryer, but if you're doing this, you know, quick, it's nice to have these. And you can use a blow dryer, like a hair dryer. Just don't get it too close. Okay. Moving right along. All right. So I'm going to now use, we're going to do the green rind on the outer edge of it. And you can do a front and back, but I just did the front because I'm just going to have this like, you know, it's not going to be, I'm just, you know, no one's going to see the back. So you could also paint the sides of it, which I think I might try one and see how it looks. I am using for the rind, no, it's not actually a special crafting. I got this on Amazon. It was like $10. It's just a heat gun. It's just a regular cheap little heat gun. If you want, I'll put the link in my comments so you guys, so you can click on it and take a peek and see which one I used. I like the blue one. They have them in different colors. Some of them have like a shield piece here, and they're more high tech, but I'm just starting off with all of this, so I don't have like a really expensive one, but it's really they're really inexpensive to get for a first starter. But these are they get very, very hot, so just be careful. But I do recommend it. And then I don't know if you can see, but it has this little thing on the bottom, so you could actually just like have it stand up. So it's not, you know, but it does get hot. A lot of people I've seen use their regular hair dryers though, if they want to do something like that. So, but I'll put the link in the comments so you can click on it and see which one I ordered. I'm using Lime Tree Apple Barrel. Of course, if you have a different type of green, you can do a darker green, whatever you have on hand. That's what I would recommend for the green. I think we're just going to do the one coat, because I don't want to keep you guys all night. But I do recommend maybe doing two. I did these with two. All right. So we've got, it does crackle a little bit if you do the one coat. And that's just using the Waverly chalk paint. Chalk paint is got a different consistency than the regular acrylic, but they're virtually the same. Chalk paint is a little bit more expensive. So I'm just slowly building a little collection of it, and I don't do a lot with it. But I always use the Waverly, and that's found at Walmart. Most of this stuff is at Walmart. I think you could even buy these at Walmart, but I think they're a special season. But I get mine off Amazon. So, all right. So let me go ahead and start my rind. So basically, I'm just going to eyeball a little circle around it, and you can make it as thick or thin as you like. I think I did do two coats of the green because we are kind of painting over a darker color. And it's okay if you do get paint on the edge. You can paint right over it. So what I did yesterday was I painted one and then I did the second one, and then I went back and I did the first one over again with the second coat. And really, acrylic paint does not take very long to dry. So if you want to just sit and like do your little pieces and then come back to it in an hour, you know, go through a little laundry and watch a little TV or have lunch or something, and then come back to it, that's fine. I don't know where my mom is, Darcy. She's usually on here. She probably took a nap. I know when we ever have rainy weather, I like to nap during rainy weather. It's no fun when you're outside. All right, and then basically, you can hold it however you want. You can hold it on the side if you're not doing the actual sides. But I try to make it nice and smooth. And there's our rind. So I'll do this next one. So was it you, who went on the cruise with you, Darcy? I'm so glad you got your Happy Meal when you got back. I'm glad it was there. I know some people have like people that help them get their mail, but I've seen so many YouTube videos with porch pirates. It makes me nervous. But I'm glad it surprised you. I think if I go on a cruise, I don't know. I would not know where to go. Like my first cruise, where should I go? I know they have a lot of like the touristy areas, like where you went. Oh, so you went like as couples, like couple friends. Oh, that's so cool. That must have been so much fun. I don't know where I'd want to go. I don't know. That baffles me. Maybe it's St. Thomas. Maybe the Caribbeans. I guess being in Florida, we're kind of like in that temperature, or, you know, we truly live in paradise here. There's so many things to do in the beach and everything. So I don't know if I'd want to do a cruise like that. I might want to do the Alaskan cruise first. Oh, yes, I heard, you know, my friend went on a cruise. She's sometimes on here. My friend went on a cruise by herself once because I guess her boyfriend, she was going to go with her boyfriend or something, and he stood her up. And so she ended up being on this cruise by herself. And she literally met so many people, and she said that she got like a couple of best friend cruise buddies. So now she has somebody that likes to cruise. She goes on a lot. But she I guess they like to go on cruises a lot. So now she has a friend to go on cruises with, like, specifically. That's kind of like my love for like the monkeys. I have like my monkey friends that are all like, that's how I met them, and that's what we do. We just like go to shows together, or cons, or, you know, different events. Yeah, I know. I was like, that's really brave, because you spend a lot of money to go on the cruise, and then it's like, what are you going to do? Just like forget about your ticket? But she said she had so much fun, and she met a family, and they, you know, she told them the story, and I remember what it was. She called them because it was an older woman, and she's like in her 30s. So I think she said that it was like her cruise mom, and like the whole family like adopted her, and because she was with her kids, but her kids were like older, like adults anyway. But that was so sweet of them to do. But yeah, she told me that she met a whole bunch of people. See, that couldn't be my first cruise though. I just want to go home. Unless you sent me. You know what I heard? I seen recently that they had crafting cruises. Like where you like get on board and like you craft while you're cruising. That sounds like a lot of fun. I would, if I had the right people to go with, I'd probably do that. But yeah, I'd totally be scared to go on my own. I know painting is kind of a slow process, but we're getting there. We're at number 3. As you can see, this kind of dried really fast, so. Now, I know you probably missed the beginning, or maybe you didn't, but I'll show you what we do to our crate, because we're going to put these in a cute little crate with a little sign. It's Fun Friday! But that is amazing. I would love to go. I would probably want to go on the Alaskan ones, to be honest. But I'd want to go when it's, I don't know, is it ever not cold there? Like in the summer, is there summer Alaskan cruises? I'd probably want to go in the warmer months, because I'm not good with cold weather. Obviously, I live in Florida. I'm a little bit of a wuss. I have gone up north. I actually went up to Ohio in January. My grandfather passed away, and his burial site was the coldest, almost the coldest day of the winter in Ohio. I think it was And I don't have, I mean, I had to go get I had a coat, but that's all I had. I had to go get mittens on all this extra stuff, but it was 24 degrees in May. It was in the 60s. Oh, okay. I can handle 60s. I can handle 60s. You just put on a jacket and some leggings underneath your jeans. I'm a wuss. You're probably laughing at me. You probably wear shorts in the 60s. That would be something I could handle though. Thank you for that information. Now I'm gonna look into getting on a cruise. Also, you guys, another tip: if you don't want to use another piece of plate or parchment paper, if you're doing like a small area, and I'll show you with the seeds, you can just take the paint right out of your cap without you know, wasting it on your paper and stuff. I got so excited about the cruise, I just poured a lot right here. But that's okay. We'll probably do a second coat. And I can always coat these later, give it a second coat later. So that is so cool. May seems to be a good vacation time for you. Is that your chosen vacation time of year? I think it's great. My favorite weather is like October, November here, because it's not too cold and it's not 80 or 90. At least not every day. It could be 80 or 90 one day. All right, so we are done with that. So here's my trick. Obviously we use black a lot because it's just a neutral color. But what I'm going to do is, instead of pouring this out anywhere, I'm going to take the paint out of my cap. I probably need to shake this up a little bit. I'm just waiting for one day to spill it all over me. I hope that never happens. All right, let me get my paintbrushes in here. I have a horrible habit, Darcy, of not putting my paintbrushes in water and having them dry out and then having to go buy more. Apparently, it's something that I have always done, according to my mom. All right, so you can get creative with this. So I will show you what I did. So for this one, I just put a couple little dots in the middle, and I just made it super basic. So it just looks like some watermelon seeds. With this one, with these, I made a little bit of a pattern inside. So I just kind of put them inside. And then, you know, same thing for these. I just kind of put a little pattern. I really like the way these came out with a pattern, so I'm going to try to do the patterns on all these. Now, what I would recommend is start, yeah, I know. I would recommend to start with your like 4 or 5 in the middle and then work your way up. And basically just put enough paint and just dab it with your paintbrush. And that'll look like a seed. I'm not liking this paintbrush though. I'm going to use a different one. It's got too many, and I'm going to do the paint off here. I think the problem is I still have some of my foil on top of that one. So you just want to use like a very thin brush. You could even dip it in a toothpick and use a toothpick if you don't have a small brush, or if you're like me and I can't really see up close. I have to take my glasses off to see up close. I am nearsighted. So, but I don't know. I'm uncomfortable, and I think this just happened since I turned like 40, but I'm uncomfortable reading with my glasses up close now. I don't know what that is. So I don't know. I think it's just, it comes with age. And you can just put like just a little dot. I know you guys see what I'm doing. And there's our watermelon slice. So there we go. I think I'm going to do a couple more and then I'll show you the crate. I think the other day too, I keep going for that. The other day I was just kind of like turning it as I painted on it. I kind of like this. It just has it going to the side, the pattern. So you want to make them all different because everybody's different and all watermelons are different, and that's just the way it is. So, so we'll just do our little one layer with this watermelon, and then I'll do a couple here. And like I said, you can just wait on these to dry. You don't have to use a heat gun, but if you want to, you know, get them all done. And these would make really cute gifts, or like little hang tags. They're really, really cute for summer. Okay, all right, Darcy, thanks for joining me. We'll be in touch. I'm sorry I'm a little slow tonight, huh? Have a good one. I will post the final project tomorrow. All right. So we're done with that, and we'll do one more. Actually, I don't know why I put this in here. We'll do one more. And you can get creative with this, guys. You can make your own patterns. You don't necessarily have to use the same pattern. And not all seeds are the same either, so you can mess those up too and it'll be okay. All right. So let's see. I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you what this looks like. So we have our crepe and it's brown. I am thinking I want to put one more layer of the brown on here just to make it a little bit darker so it doesn't look so light. So we'll see what happens. That's what I'm going to go ahead and try. Now, you don't necessarily have to use a baby wipe, but you can go ahead and dry brush this, which we're going to try because I happen to have a big paintbrush right here. And we'll see how it comes out. And it turns out just a little bit darker because it is that second layer. So I think we'll go ahead and just kind of dry brush. So basically dry brush just means you don't put it in your water ahead of time. You just kind of brush it on there. And we can, there we go. We can use the dryer when we're done with this part. So I was thinking about doing more smaller videos, like pre-recorded videos on fast mode. So if you guys like those too, let me know and I'll start doing those as well. I hope you guys all watched the live yesterday from making our journals. I encourage you some of you to make journals or take your kids to take journals. You know, this weekend, if you're out in the store, you can see what kind of notebooks everybody has. I'm going to go ahead and dry this piece where I have it up here. I am so jealous on Miss Dorothy's cruise. I would love to go. Go ahead and put a little bit more on here. Definitely get your corners. It seems like the corners are the hardest parts to get. So I tried to get on here a little bit earlier tonight, because I know I've been doing a lot of late night ones. I do like doing a little bit of the later night ones because it gives my, you know, my people that are in other, you know, time zones a better chance to catch a live because it's not like in the middle of the day. Because there's usually like a 3 or 4 hour difference. Sometimes there's just a 1 hour difference. All right, so I'm really liking the second coat of brown. And I like the way we stained it. So you guys got to see two techniques. You can stain it or just actually paint it. So there we go. There is our, I do like it better. I like it better. I know it looks very light on the camera, but I do like it better. And then right now, I'm just gonna go ahead, I'm just gonna put a little dab of brown, and then I'll just kind of brush it on to the inside here. That way we have a little bit of coverage and brown in here. And you guys don't have to do that part. Or you can paint the whole thing if you want. You can actually spray paint this if you wanted. You just probably won't get that wood grain look like we did with the staining. All right, so we got that done. Now, here is the fun part, you guys. We're gonna put it all together. So let me just dry this up a little bit more. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but I put some fun earrings on tonight. I don't usually wear earrings, but I wanted to do something fun and funky. So I wanted you guys to see these. They're little flip-flops. And they're Americana. And I wore my red to match the watermelons. I am ready for summer. Basically. Alright, there we go. Feels pretty dry to me. Like I said, it's not very, this heat gun definitely works wonders. It's probably just a little bit more. It's probably a little bit there. Alright, so now we're going to talk about the fun things that we're going to do with this and putting the fruit in. Alright, so you guys, if you go to Walmart or if you go to, even the Dollar Tree has this, you will find some Spanish moss. Even if some places, some of you might even have some Spanish moss in your backyard. Use that. Definitely maybe rinse it out or make sure you don't get bugs in it, of course. But it's very, very cheap, very easy to find. So we're going to take a chunk. And I want to kind of see, I think I might stick a couple of paper towels in here just to kind of, or paper or tissue. I don't have any tissue right now, but I'm going to go ahead and just crinkle up a paper towel or a napkin. Something that will kind of give it some volume at the bottom. So, because we're going to add our moss to the top. That way you don't waste all your moss. So that is what I'm going to do. All right, now, that puts a little filler in there. See how I did that? Ooh, that side is not dry yet. Hold on, guys. Let me hit that with the heat gun real quick because that is not dry and I'm going to be working with that area. I will put the link in the comments for the heat gun if anybody's interested. There we go. Okay, that's better. It probably already dried that much. Okay, so this stuff does get messy, so I will warn you, is not for the clean people. You're gonna probably drive yourself crazy. So sometimes you might need to take a pair of scissors and cut the pieces off to kind of get it out of your other pieces. So that's what we're going to do, and then we're going to just kind of stuff it in there and separate it a little bit just so your paper towel isn't showing. But you want to make sure you have enough moss in there. So we need just a little bit more. And I just like to cut it out. And yes, it will make a mess, but when you're working with this moss stuff, it does make a mess. So I am going to clean this up because it's driving me crazy. You can have a piece of tissue or something down when you work with this so it doesn't get all messy. Okay, so we're putting our moss in here. Hi to whoever's coming on. Happy Friday. We are doing Fun Fridays. All right, now we don't see the paper towel anymore or whatever we lined it with. So now we have our moss, right? So now we're going to stick our little watermelon pieces inside. Now, you can glue these if you wanted to. For the live's sake, I'm not going to glue it. I'm just going to kind of put them in here. And remember what I said about the little holes? So if that bothers you, you can put them down in, just like that. So I'm gonna do 5. So I'm actually gonna make 2. I'm actually gonna make 1 more. Not tonight, but I will probably make another one. And who knows, maybe I'll give it to one of my followers. Okay, so here's our little watermelon slices. And you can place it however you want, whatever looks cute to you. So there you go. There we go. Now, we're not done yet because I have a couple things to embellish that I thought about as an idea. Now, again, remember what I said. You could always paint the outside green so that it shows it all around the rind. That's another option for you. You don't have to keep it brown. I just kept it brown to kind of give you the idea. You guys can do whatever you want with it. I'm actually liking this watermelon in front. Sorry guys, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm fixing it the way I want to fix it. All right, so there we go. There's that. Now, you can have them standing up. You can have them going this way. You can put more than 5 in there. I think 5, usually with crafts and things like that, odd is always the best way to go. It looks prettier. I don't know. That's what I've heard, and I kind of live by that too. I mean, it's better. All right, so there's a couple things you can do to basically add embellishment to this. So you can put jute on it, which I will show you what the jute looks like. You can put jute around the crate and just kind of tie it off. You could, I would do 2 layers. You can do that. We also have the red jute, so you can do that if you want a more natural look, like it came from the actual farm. I would use the neutral colors. Maybe tie a bow. So you could do that, okay? I think I'm gonna keep this here at the bottom. However, you can also take your ribbon, or I have this rag piece that I kind of cut from fabric, and it's just red and checkered, and it just kind of looks primitive, like the kind of look we like. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and create a bow, which I'm gonna do a very simple bow. Let me move this so I can show you how I'm doing it. So basically I wanna kind of find my middle, and I'm going to kind of make almost like a breast cancer awareness bow, like the little loop. But I'm gonna put the 2 loops together, and then I'm gonna go ahead and tie it. Now you can put jute over it, or you can just kind of tie it in place. These are a little harder to do, and actually I'm not sure if this one will work out because I didn't really leave the loop big enough, but we'll find out. And we don't want it, we don't need to have it perfect anyway. So I just kind of put it in there. So let's see if this will work. I do have both my loops. I kind of want to make sure they're at the same place. And then there we go. And then I tied it. So, or you can just, however you normally would tie a bow. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put that one, think I'm going to go ahead and put it on top of the jute. So let me plug my glue gun in because I didn't think we were going to use a glue gun tonight. And then I'll show you what else you can do. So if you don't like the jute, you don't like that, you can also use a nice cutesy bow, and you can just basically tie it around. I might like this one more, you guys. That would be funny. And then make a little bow. And then just like the jute, you just make a little bow, or you don't have to do a bow. You can just tape it in the back. There's what the bow looks like. That's kind of cute. Or you can bring it in the back or the side. You can have the bow coming out the side. And this one's actually kind of a cute ribbon, which is why I pulled it out. If you are going to get a little bit more creative, you could actually make your rinds and add yellow to them and just kind of give them like a dimensional look. I just did the green though. This project has been in my head for a while, and I finally got it made, and I fell in love with it. This is now, I think, one of my new favorite projects I did. So I like to do things different than probably some of the other crafters out there. So these are just kind of like my ideas that pop into my brain. I don't think I saw them before, but you never know. So this one has like that, you could make this to where it has like any type of ribbon that matches. You can even use watermelon ribbon. I use this because it's got the yellow and the polka dots, and that's cute. But I'm not going to use that one tonight. I think we're just going to stick the jute and the ribbon on there. And then last but not least, I wanted to show you what I did with this particularly. And I think it might be a little too big, but we will cut it down if we need to. Now, while my glue is drying, this is what I did. They have these at Dollar Tree. So basically I made a cute little sign, and it says watermelon's $1, because in our brains, in the real world, we would love a watermelon for $1, wouldn't we? So I'm going to go ahead and kind of stick it in here, and that just kind of gives it its own look. Now, these I got at Bottom of the Bin. It was a pack, I think 6 of them. I believe they have these at Dollar Tree as well. We actually need to cut this one down. So let me see if this is going to work. I'm going to see if that'll work. Yep, it'll work. So I'm going to cut this one down just a little bit, and then I'll just kind of stick it down in the middle. Now I'm going to add my bow. You guys, this is so cute. I love when my projects like turn out cute, because they turn out cute in my head, but I never know if they're going to turn out cute here in front of you all. So I appreciate you watching and sticking with me. All right. So I'm going to go ahead. I'll do this. Those aren't going anywhere. Put a little glue there. And we'll stick it down on our jute. There we go. Oh my goodness, you guys. These are so cute. I love the ribbon and I love the jute. What do you think? Isn't this adorable? This is so cute. I love it. I hope you guys do too. So this, again, this would look really cute on a tier tray, or just in your kitchen on a little stand. Especially, it screams summer, and you don't have to put the sign. I'm just giving you ideas to kind of like help you out there. All right, so I've got some watermelon slices, so I might make another one and give it to one of my followers. Tonight, our towel is going to go to Darcy. So Darcy, PM me your address. Actually, I think I have your address, but you can PM me anyway, and I will send you our fruit towel. So this is number 1 of our fruit series. I have many, many more ideas for you guys, so stick with me, and we will continue to do cute things to do with fruit. We're not really working with fruit because I'm no cook, but this is the part that I'm good at. So we will be making things all fruit themed for this month, and other things. You know, I'm going to throw some other things in there. So happy Friday. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I will be on tomorrow. I will be at my art show tomorrow, and then I I might not go, I may go live when we look at the animals, because they are going to have animals, so you guys can have a cute little, you know, a nice little sneak peek of animals. It's very different from what we usually do. But anyway, I hope you really enjoyed this project. It's been one of my favorites. I think I say that about almost all my lives now. And then make sure you watch my video on the summer journals, because that one is very, very important, especially if you have kids. Just go back on my page and watch it. But yeah, that's it for tonight, you guys. I had fun, and I hope you guys did too. PM me if you want any information on any of the products I used, or if you have any questions. All right, guys, have a good night. Bye.